tigers and elephants. He married very beautiful women. He got children. He lived a rich life. Now it is time for him to pass away peacefully. They decide this, and then they start beating their drums, a certain beat. It is an invitation to the neighboring villages. They know the beat. And then the time given in the signal, lot of very young people, the strong ones, this is an invitation for the young ones. They come pouring through lanes, and they were received with hospitality. Wine and food are given. And while they were drinking and eating, the old man is laid on a stretcher in the middle of the dancing place. And they come out, and drums are played, and they start dancing, hitting the ground with their strong feet. They dance and dance and dance for hours, and when they stop, the old man must have long ago been dead. Cause of death, of course, suffocation. I am sure the great writer, Mr. Ernest Hemingway, would have been fascinated by such practice. Also in the north part, there are so many drums. In the eastern parts, in the western, too many folkloric instruments, and so on. In the Nuba Mountains, people not only imitate the rhythm of the bull trot. No, in their Kambala dance, the strong men wear on their heads the horns of an ox, and they hit the ground with their feet, imitating the ox, even they sniff just like a bull. This is the grip of environment. And too many images sorrowfully are disappearing. The thoughts stories for children that were told by the grandmothers. I miss all these nowadays. One of my friends said to me, the television is taking the place of the grandmothers. But the television can never take the place of the grandmothers. They did a very wonderful job. Talked about the fables, the fairy tales. Fatima, al-Samhah, beautiful Fatima. And it goes like this. There, once upon a time, there was a king, a very peaceful and just king. He has got a daughter named Fatima. And as she was very, very beautiful, she was called Fatima al-Samha, the beautiful Fatima. And many princes from the neighboring kingdoms came to engage her and wanted to marry her. But she refused them all. And there was a certain cruel and villain prince. When he was refused, he declared war upon her kingdom, and he defeated the army of her father. But Fatima and 6 of her friends, girlfriends, very close friends, fled. They ran away, and went to the forest and wild places. And there, under a big tree, they found an old man, a very, very old man, lying under that tree. Fatima came to the man and said to him, "Oh, granny, oh, grandfather, what would make your skin come out from your body?" Then the old man said to her, "Oh, girl, beautiful girl, do you want to kill me?" She said, "No." Then he said to her, "If you take a thorn from this tree and pierce it the middle of my head, then my skin will come out." Then she said to him, "Oh, grandfather, can I caress your head?" And then she took a thorn and pierced it the middle of his head, and then his skin came out. She took the skin, and at the same time they saw a cloud of dust. They were scared. They thought that was the villain prince coming after them. And they ran and ran until they found some sort of a cave. And there they hid themselves. But in fact, it wasn't the cruel prince. That was what the Namir, the son of Namir, and 6 of his very close, brave friends, they were with him. They arrived at the tree to rest a little. But what the Namir said to his friends, "There are girls here in this part of the place." They said to him, "Oh, you are imagining things. How would there be girls here?" He started to trace their footprints until they reached the cave, and one of his friends went inside and cried, "Yes, there are girls here." And they started to choose. The first one, he said, "I'll have the first one." The second said, "The second for me." The third, until the 6th. What the Namir was the chief of the group. His was the last. And the last proved to be a very old man. That was Fatima al-Samha. That was Fatima al-Samha. And they were very sorry for him. But he said, "This is my luck. Anyway, grandfather, I will take you. But what can you do?" Then Fatima al-Samha, in a broken voice, said to him, "Oh, I can't take care of the ducks and geese." He said, "Okay." They went to their place, and early in the morning, Fatima al-Samha, who was dressed in old man's skin, was taking out the geese and ducks. But before moving and away, what the Namir said to her, "Oh, you have to be accompanied by somebody, a strong one from my servants." And then she chose a dumb, deaf and dumb. And they started with their ducks and geese and went to the forest. And there was a very, very beautiful water. A spring. She took off the old man's skin and she started to swim among the ducks and geese. The dumb person was going mad. She was very beautiful. And she was looking fixedly at her in amazement. While she was swimming, she started to sing. addressing him, saying what could be translated as, "Why are you looking so amazed, dumb one? Because you see my long hair? You see my face that's just like the moon? Or my golden jewelry and ornaments?" شم بتشوف يا بيكم، شم بتشوف يا بيكم، قمر منير يا بيكم، ذهب كتير يا بيكم، ذهب كتير يا بيكم، شعر طويل يا بيكم، ود النمير يا بيكم، ما بقدر عليه، ما بقدر عليه. شم بتشوف يا بيكم، شم بتشوف يا بيكم، ذهب كتير يا بيكم، شعر طويل يا بيكم، قمر منير يا بيكم، ود النمير يا بيكم، ما بقدر عليه، ما بقدر عليه. شم بتشوف يا بيكم، ذهب كتير يا بيكم، قمر منير يا بيكم، شعر طويل يا بيكم، ود النمير يا بيكم، ما بقدر عليه، ما بقدر عليه. شم بتشوف يا بيكم، ذهب كتير، قمر منير يا بيكم، ود النمير يا بيكم، ما بقدر عليه، ما بقدر عليه. After she finishes her swimming, she go back with the ducks and geese. And when they reach there, the dumb one starts to try to illustrate something so that to convey what he has seen. But he fails. All the time he's failing. And they ask her, what is he saying? She says to them, he is suffering from headache. And this happened repeatedly. Then with the Namir was doubtful. And one morning, after Fatima al-Samha, or the old man, left with the dumb, he followed them from far and in disguise. And he saw everything. He saw the beautiful Fatima. And he came hurriedly to his people and said to them, I'll disclose something to you. I have decided to get married. They rejoiced. That was their wish. They asked him, who is the bride? He said, in the evening you will know. And then when the old man came, he found take off this skin of the old man. I have known everything. Would you marry me? She said, willingly. Then he said to her, go inside that room, you will find new clothes. And they married. And they lived happily ever after. And they got children. The influence, as I have been saying, of the environment is very strong. In Nilotic parts, a brave man is described as a crocodile, or as the generous man as flood, and so on. In other parts, the brave man may be described as a lion, as a tiger, as an eagle, as a cobra, snake, and so on. Generous people also are metaphorically described as heavy rains, and so. Yeah, like a sword. Yeah. Even the love stories, partly fables and partly real, are so magnificent, so convincing. The story of Mahallaq and Tajuj, for example, this is a real story, and it reminds me all the time of Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. It is said that Tajuj was the most beautiful woman ever lived, and they tell fables about her beauty. They say if she lies on one side, a considerably small sized watermelon could be rolled and passed under her waist. With very beautiful face, eyes, hair, everything. She was a sample for beauty. That Tajuj was married to one of her relatives, Mahallaq. Mahallaq was a brave man. In fact, the